DBS Plays. Hey folks, welcome back to DBS Plays, where today DBS Plays, where today we are continuing Rayman Origins for PC, personal computer, via Steam, available on Steam. Let's see. Stop the silliness. Don't get bubblized before your time. Share the love. Extra hearts go to your friends. Nobody needs love. Extra hearts give extra, Don't get crushed. Even a heart can't save you. A fool's quest. So anyway. It's kind of interesting, by the way, spoilers. Yeah, the spoilers for this nearly 14-year-old game. Of course, that guy ends up being the main villain of the game. First I was like, huh, they changed Mr. Dark, but I realized that it was the magician guy that they decided to make evil, but also the magician guy is suddenly a teensy now, so just a few little retcons here and there. Ooh, wait. Ooh, okay, there we go. Just getting some... I try to get some Electoons, you know. With the amount of lums. Like I said before, it's like a mix of Rayman. It's like a mix of a lot of or pretty much the first 3 Rayman games. Well, you could say the first 2, but you know, 3 really does feel like a sequel to 2 in some ways. There we go. You know what's funny to think about? Even though Rayman originally came out in like 95? 94, 95, something like that. I think it was 95, unless it was 94. I can't remember for sure. Anyway, one of those years. Even though it came out that long ago, or even though it came out that long ago, it's funny to think that, like, one of Rayman's original starts was on the, like, the original Rayman was on an Atari system. But, yeah. Like, it was the Atari Jaguar is what I'm talking about. Also, it also had a very... I think it had, like, a different story and different music. If I remember correctly. Yeah. So let's say if it's gonna give me a king lum, and then like I already got all those lums there, and that would be my luck. Let's see here. Well, speaking of king lums. I don't think he doubles the coins, so I'm just going to try to get what I can with the other stuff real quick. And then I'll go back for... Yeah, here we go. I could be wrong. I think this is where you get the flight ability, but I don't remember. This could be where you get the... what am I trying to say here? This could be where you get the, like the running on walls ability, but I think that's later on. I don't remember. We'll see. We'll see what happens. The the way that thing sounded. Ole, ole. Oh, wait, I need the coin, no! Well. Yeah, let's say, I was waiting for that. There we go. Yeet. Hold on. Okay. Oh, wait. Yeah, they give you a little bit of time to catch up. I mean, the enemy is like, you know, I want to give him a little bit of a chance. I wonder why this game has suggestive themes as a description for the rating. There we go. So anyway, I know there's people that just like have this problem with double jumps in video games. I don't know. I don't really have much of a problem with it. It just depends on how it's done. Like, I feel like it's in games where it doesn't, you know, isn't really required. It's just kind of a little boost or whatever, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, why is it here? It's useless. It's pointless. It makes the game too easy." And I'm like, games are I'm like, no, there's nothing wrong with double jumps. Only if it hinders the experience is it a problem. There we go. Got a bunch of. Wait, I have I have well over enough to get the medal and stuff. Just kind of collecting those, like I still gotta get them, but I don't. I wonder if there's anything down there. I don't think there's anything down there. I don't think there's a way to access down there. Let's see. Yeah, I'll play until I can think of, I'll play until I can think of some conversation pieces. Okay. Yeah, or something. But, let's see here. I don't remember if I've ever actually gotten like 400 or around 400 lums before, because I don't know if you can get like 400 or more lums. You might be able to. I don't know, but I don't remember for sure. Does the snoring tree have a new... No, I got... Oh wow, I'm off by one. Hey, Rayman, welcome back. Oh. Best original score. Get it? It's like the Oscars or whatever. This is way better than the movies. Leave no stone unturned. Yeah. Yeah, I don't remember if it was a magician. Actually, now I don't remember if it's a magician or. I think the way it ends, I can't remember if it was like you think it's a magician, but then it's but it turns out to be Mr. Dark, and Mr. Dark is suddenly a you know. Oh, I gotta scratch my leg. Is suddenly a villain, or I mean, Turns out to be Mr. Dark, or I don't remember. Oh yeah, if you get them low enough, they die, but then they come back. That's just the cute little way of doing it. Anyway. I just now noticed that thing's like tiny eye right there. I thought it was just looking over there, but I just now noticed a tiny little eye on that bird right there. And I know that this one has like one big eye, I think. I mean, I could be wrong there. Let's see. Yeah, it looks like just one big eye. But who knows? But yeah, the reason this game is called Origins now is just because it's a 2D game, and this is like the first 2D Rayman game. Okay, I thought it was gonna be that type. But anyway, the reason it's called Origins is because, like, since you know, again, this game was originally meant to be a, like in different episodes, different downloadable episodes, and, and like become the, what am I trying to say here? It was originally going to be like a prequel of some kind, I think. But then they decided to make it a, but then they decided to make it a sequel of sorts. A standalone sequel, but a sequel to Rayman 3. Essentially. Okay, I'll get those here in a minute. That's essentially what it was meant to be. But, see, I can't remember. Okay, nothing up there. Significance. So the Origins part really became, you know, just because that's cool. That's incredible. That's also incredible. But yeah, the Origins part basically just became, like the gameplay itself, like being a 2D game. And, you know, there wasn't a I think the last 2D Rayman game, before this was like, if I remember correctly, it was, in terms of mainline ones, it was the last 2D Rayman game was like the GBA version of Rayman 3. And then and in terms of like spin-offs or games in general, I guess, it was like the GBA and kind of the DS version of Rayman Raving Rabbids. But this was like the first. But those weren't even the main attractions. The last like main Rayman game to be before this to be like, you know, like the big game, not the, you know, not a handheld version, but like in terms of like, you know, I think Rayman 1 was like the only big game before this to be big Rayman game before this to be 2D. And of course, you know, when we say 2D, Even when even when the graphics are in 3D, what we mean is we might mean like 2D plane or whatever. Something like how you know, most of Sonic Colors was, and you know. Dun, 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 dun. Wee, wee. Woo! Okay. Ooh. Eh. Yeah, that's the words I just said. Alright, well, I got enough for the metal, I guess. I think if you stand on them long enough, they just, yeah, they keep falling. So it is not encouraged to stand on them for too long. Now, I'll get them if I can, but I'm not going to go out of my way. Like, I'm not going to go out of my way to get all, like, the medals and stuff. Getting a little too excited for that thing right there. Dun, 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 dun. Whee! I can't remember what you get for getting all the medals, but could just be completionist reward. And now we are this one. Bubble Me, Glowbox, you're teensy. Yeah, okay, there's the one I mentioned in the last part, last session. Yeah, the only female character usable in this game. Which again, they definitely had they definitely showed a or they definitely had a female character. Yeah. They definitely have plenty of female characters in Legends. Let's say almost half of it, or roughly half of it, was the female characters. I think it was all like sisters of Barbara. I think it was her name, Barbara. Which whenever I first saw her, she was whenever I first saw her, I thought that was like Batilla. That was Batilla, the fairy. That just had a different look, but it's not. She just has very similar colors and stuff. Like, very similar color outfit and hair, and, you know. So that's just who I thought it was. But Rayman Legends went back to... kind of dropped a lot of the Rayman 1 stuff, other than, you know, being a 2D game. So... yeah. But this game was kind of a, you know, had elements from, like, the various games. It doesn't really have a whole lot from 3. Now that I think about it, like, this game doesn't really have a whole lot from Rayman 3, but Rayman 3 had a lot of elements from 2 anyway, so... and 1, honestly. there's not really much you can take from 3. Oh yeah. Yeah. There we go. Break! Let's see here. So Glowblock's teensy here is a little strange looking. I think everyone's a little strange looking in this game and in real life. Yup. Anyway. Kind of a different take on the what Rayman 1 did with the music world. That's neat. That's cool. Okay, there we go. Yeet. Yeet. Oh. I'm getting sucked. No way, I'm getting blown. Now I'm getting sucked. Oh, I'll take that out of context. Yeah. Okay. Okay, let me get the coin. Let me get the coin. Let me get the coin. Oh, I gotta do all that. Not over again. Never mind. Yeah. Stay here, stay here. Okay. Okay, so I forget sometimes that you do have checkpoints outside of just, you know, entering a new room. There we go. I'm pretty sure one of the levels is like the real Angry Birds or something like that. If that's already passed, I completely ignored it. Of course, as you know, Angry Birds was a big thing at the time. It didn't matter that it was a clone of Crush the Castle. So a lot of people like pointed out at the time, it was like, this is just a Crush the Castle clone or whatever it was, or Crash, something like that. But I mean, a lot of the biggest games came from, like, you know, being very similar to other games. Like, if I remember correctly, I think Wolfenstein 3D came out before Doom, maybe? I think so. I think that was the case, but I don't remember for sure. Okay, sorry, I'm just trying to concentrate on here. Let's see. Sand, more sand. Freaking Jimmy Neutron was like, alright. There's a lot. Ugh. There's a lot that can hurt you here. So you best be careful here. Okay. Ah! Da, da, da. Let's see here. Yes. There we go. Something, you know, something about the image of the teensy with the boobs on the bottom. Little suggestive of something else entirely that I'm sure they were trying to go for. Unless they did it on purpose. That wouldn't surprise me. Yeah, something is a little, I don't want to say the word suspicious about that. Just a tad. Win or lose. See, I am switching back to ramen. That's my autistic fixation, is playing as everything and then switching back to Rayman if there are no new skins. Let's see, did I win or lose? Best original score, is this... Okay, great. Okay, so at some point we'll get to Skyward Sona. I don't know... yeah. I don't know if that was meant to be a reference to Skyward Sword, or if that's just a coincidence that it's Skyward. I mean, because, you know, Skyward was invented by, you know, Nintendo for Zelda Skyward Sword. But there was a lot of, like, okay, not a lot, but, like, there was a... I guess you could say that meme, except you'd say 3, but like... Or I guess it would technically be 2. No, it'd be 3. That, you know how many games with Sky in the title came out in 2011? 3, but let's see. Well, just 3, but that's still, weird, so, well, however that meme goes. Not the biggest... Okay, I'm not the biggest fan of this when it comes to completionist. That was the thing that bothered me. That was my phone. That was the thing that bothered me about this game was... There was a lot of levels that were really annoying to have to fully complete. Let's see. Okay. Let's see here. Yeah, like, having to fully complete this game is, yeah. Having to fully complete this game is kind of a chore. Because, like, there's just gonna be certain sections of this game where it's just like, you know, where you have to get 350 lums if you want to get everything. 350 lums per level. But some of these levels feel like if you don't get certain things, or if you don't pop a certain amount of enemies, you're not gonna get it. You're not gonna get the thing. And again, because it works like Crash Bandicoot with boxes, you have to get, you know, or I guess Crash Warped, after Crash Warp Remake, Crash 4, It's About Time, if you don't get the certain number of things, you know, they don't do anything. You have to get that certain number of things again. Which, that is one thing I will say about Rayman Legends, is that... Now, see, like I said, Rayman Legends is not a bad game. It's pretty close to being, you know, being a good game like this game. It's just it's brought down by certain things. And that's... Because for a while I was saying it's actually just as good. It was as good as this game. Because, you know, it did some things better and some things worse. But I just realized the worst... But I realized over time that I didn't want to admit it, but I think I was just like... These worst things are pretty bad. There's a lot of this questionable... A lot of questionable decisions were made. Okay, screw it. Like I said, if you're trying to get everything, I'll try it one more time. Which will probably end up with 100 more times. No, no, if I don't get it this time, I'm just not even gonna worry about it. Yeah, you know what? Okay, whatever. Whoa, 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 whoa. And like, if you mess up, you have to slowly wait for your time to start over. Well, I think that's just a problem with like auto-scrolling levels in general. Is like, you screw up once and like... Okay. Screw that. I'm trying to at least get enough lums to get by in the game. You're making it hard, stupid thing. Oh, and if you get left behind by that thing, I think you die. Like, it'll, you know, the camera will focus on that thing and it won't, you know. Maybe if I can at least get 300 lums, I can, you know, so that way I can get all the lum stuff and, you know, not worry about the metal for now. Metal. Oh. At least, again, you have infinite lives. And it's not like it... Okay. It's not like it really takes forever to get back to where you're trying to go. But, like, it can feel like forever in a game like this. When all you're trying to do is... See, auto-scrolling levels like this are basically like, you have to do everything within the flow of the scrolling. Because if you screw up... You know, you can't go too fast, but you also can't go too slow. You have to match its speed in some way. I'm not going to get the medal. But I already knew I wasn't going to. Again, I don't have to... Not going to worry about it in this playthrough. I'll just... If I do it, I'll do it on my own time. For this version. But, yeah. Sorry, I was looking through something. Yeah. But like I said before, I like how stretching there. I like how this game, like how in this game, or in the sequel, I mean, that while you do still have to get, you actually have to get more lums. But before we go over there, you actually have to get more lums to fully get everything in a level. But the lums don't go to nothing, or the lums build up over time. That's how you unlock more characters, as more lums. You don't buy them with more lums. You just, you know, as you get more lums, you get more characters. Yeah, that's kind of a strategy there. If you, other than just running, you know, if you do it right. Woohoo! Ooh. Okay, and don't do that unless you have to. Okay. It does help to have a heart, because you feel the love of things, and I don't feel love here though. Whew. Okay. Ooh. 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 Doing that will slow you down. Doing the helicopter hair. But in some cases you'll pretty much need to. These get pretty challenging, let me tell you. Whew. That was difficult. There we go. Alright, let's finish this world. Alright, hi. Yeah. Now in the sequel, they decided not to go with that music there, or you know, having that music every single time you know, they don't have the King Lum system. They have the they just have it to where you get the ow. And of course, I still didn't get enough for the medal, but oh well. But they don't do they don't have the King Lum. They just have it to where, like, you know, if there's a purple lum or something, you can get them if you can keep the flow of like getting the purple lums. Okay, I didn't even get enough to get the thing. I just realized. Well, we're gonna retry it. Sometimes it feels like it's just like it pushes you upward, but then it did it. Wow. Okay. See if I can do this. Okay, I got significantly more. Hopefully, I can keep that up. Okay, doing a lot better now. For now, I should be able to get at least enough for the, you know, the lump stuff. Yeah, still not enough for the, you know, the metal, but I did better there. Alright. 88 miles an hour. Huh, it's gonna be a radical highway track in Team Sonic Racing. That's cool. No turning back. Shooting me softly with this. Which is, of course, a... Now, if you're wondering about the bosses in this game, there are bosses. They just don't come until a little later on. I love that. Ow. Whee. Okay. There we go. Alright. There we go. Okay. There we go. Okay. So many lums to get. And, hearts. Yeah, this thing. Let's see. You know, I hope whatever Rayman game Ubisoft is cooking up, is supposedly cooking up. I hope that they, I hope that whenever Ubisoft dies during development, that like whichever company picks up everything from Ubisoft, or whoever at least buys the rights to Rayman, that they do it, that they make sure it gets finished. You know? Anyway, if you're wondering about the bosses, they come later on. Like, they come on, like, the second set of levels and stuff. Hee. Okay, well, I at least have enough for all the, well, you know, most of the Electoons. I don't want to get... This one is really annoying, though, is... Okay, I do have enough now. But that's when it gets really annoying, is when you almost have enough, even though you weren't intending on it. You're like, well, hey, well, might as well. And then that's when, like, again, it's like the Crash Bandicoot box situation where you're off by 1 or 2, and then, you know, you realize how much the developers deserve to go straight to hell, you know. Well, I did it. Made it through that one. 363. 636, 626 Stitch. That was an interesting PS2 game. I have mixed feelings on it, though. I remember loving it as a kid, but not so much these days. Or whenever I played it last. I did eventually beat it. But, you know. Well, is that true? Well, that's for true. Got you another tooth, Mr. Reaper. I'm gonna attack you. Anyway. Well, now for the only female character in the game to use. Which she sounds exactly the same as the others. Yeah, Wizard. I do like how they do that. They'll give you like a little preview of which character's gonna be next or which skin is gonna be next. Doorman Land. Polar Pursuit. La. Whee! Icy Land. I do like how these have like more personality. I like how much personality these, you know, it's not, this isn't simply just, you know, in Iceland, there's, okay, I was wondering what that was. This isn't simply just in Iceland, it's a, it's not just Iceland, it's, you know, like a food type thing too. This might be, no, this is, okay, this isn't where you get the power to, swim. This is a power, this is one where you get the power to shrink. Which is not like, it's just kind of level gimmicks. Not really a power that you just kind of carry with you a lot. That you can just pull off anytime. Just only in Pacific areas. Oh. Okay, yeah, alright. Flow of the... Woo. It's just like whenever all this just kind of works against you, you know? When it's just all just like... Like you're, it's like the opposite, like the magnet that like it's the opposite or whatever. It's like pushes you away from the things you are trying to do, the game wants you to do, but then also but then magnetize you towards the things the game doesn't want you to touch. You know? I know some people might refer to it as challenge, and yes, normally it is challenge, but I feel like you could like attack that thing, but I can't remember. I don't want to take a chance right now, wait. Ah, crap. Alright, here we go again then. Yeah. Alright, yeah. Of course, you got the red water with the piranhas. It's pretty dark here for this game. Let's see. Oh, okay. I guess we're not doing the straw then. I just now noticed that the straws have little stars on them. For a long time, I thought it was like just messy straws. I don't know. Quit drooling on me. Yeah, it's key to do the attack when dealing with stuff like this. I'm gonna try to get that coin up there. There we go. Woo! Now, I remember, okay, so I remember in when I was playing this game on the Vita. So in the Vita version, there's a thing. Wait, before I get you, let me go up here and get this. All right. Wait for it. Okay. Cool. Tasty. Get it? She's fatter. To change size. Well, anyway. So there's a thing where in this game, in the Vita version only for this game. There's a thing where like, you'll hear a sound and there's like a little thing that you can collect, a little item you can collect. Again, exclusively in the Vita version. And, well, I didn't notice that before, and I thought the game was glitching a lot. I thought that I had like there was a glitch that was happening, and I was like, why is this sound here? This is so annoying. I was telling my friend about it. I was like, there's a glitch with a sound that keeps playing. I don't know why it's playing. It's just some kind of glitch and all that. Until I realized that no, it's a item that you collect by using the touch screen. And you have to look for it in either the background, the foreground, or something. You know, it's usually cleverly hidden. But yeah. And I thought it was a glitch for the longest time until I started touching around the screen and I was like, oh, that's an item you get. That's what's making that noise. But yeah, that was what making that. It was like, you know. Is it kind of had like a glass with like ice in it type of sound, or like a glass of drink that has ice in it or something. It kept making that noise, and I thought it was like a glitch from a sound that came from here because, you know, again, like ice water type of sound and glass. But yeah, that's why, you know, I was just like... But I remember doing that and I was just like, what? Why is this glitch here? You know, for a long time, but, you know, again, it was not a glitch. Ooh. My mom used to say she liked this hearing this music, or she liked this music here. Let's see. But yeah. Yeah. Well, that's what I thought it was. I thought it was that, and it wasn't. Gonna get the lums at least. Or get a good... Well, I missed an area. I'm at least gonna go back for that cage. I need to go back and get it. It's gonna bother me. I gotta listen up more. I gotta turn up the volume of my TV. I just didn't want to cause an echo with this thing, but... You know. It is what it is. But I'm gonna switch back to Rayman first. Screw this lady. Ignoring tree. Just kind of funny that Rayman's not even this like a center character or something. He's just kind of, you know. You do use Rayman first. Oh, wait. Okay, I just need to wait till after in the second area. No, I'm not gonna do that yet. And I'm not going to worry about getting enough lums this time around. Again, that's going to be a thing that either I just happen to be able to do in this playthrough, or yeah. So I'm thinking, no, okay, you can't. Maybe it's in another game. I don't know. Maybe it's in Legends. Could be. Okay, that's right. There's no thing there. No, I'm not going to waste my time on that again. Whee! So you can use a lot of stuff in this game you can have fun with. The chatty forks. Okay, well, that was a setback. Yeah. You know what's funny is that this game came out at $60. I think it was $60 when this game first came out. Well, at least the HD version. I think like the Wii version may have just been 50, but like the HD console versions, and I'm sure the PC version were all they were all yeah. Wish you could skip this. Because we already have the power. Yay! But it's just like what am I trying to think of here? What was I thinking of? Oh yeah, this game came out at $60 when it first came out. Okay, so I already did that one. But when the game first came out, $60. Then it eventually gradually went down to like all versions did. So now you can find this for like a good between like maybe 10 and like 20 something dollars. but you know that's these days. Even the Steam version, I think, is at standard is just $10 now, unless that was a discount or something. But it didn't show it was a discount, so I don't know. Woohoo! I thought there was something up there. But what about down here? Okay, just piranha. Down here. Oh, yep, down here. That's where it is. It's always missable. It's almost always missable, unless you just absolutely know. Alright. There we go. I got it. But anyway. What was that? Oh, eBay. Anyway. I used to use eBay to sell stuff, but it kind of got weird with fees and stuff. I just didn't like using the apps where, like... I didn't like using the apps where... I don't like using the marketplaces where you have to meet up with the people. Come on, I'm introverted. Come on now. I'm an autistic introvert. Of course I don't like meeting up with other people to do stuff like that. But, anyway. But anyway, yeah, yeah. It gradually went down, which honestly, as much as I like this game, it's not a $60 game. I mean, even when it came out, it was not a $60 game. It has plenty of levels, but it was kind of a $40 at most type of game. I got it for Christmas originally, so I didn't actually pay that whole $60, but yeah, this is not a $60 game. Might be a $60 Electoon game, but it's not a $60 game. But the what am I trying to say here? Let's see, dashing through the snow on one horse, open sleigh. No, I think is there something under? No, there's not. It just looks like there's something under. There would be something under there. Anyway. But, whoa, don't miss, no! Okay, I was about to say. But this was like a $40 at most type of game, and same can be said about, Legends. I don't remember if Legends was also $60 or not, but I think it was. Now, you know, okay, so the Wii version of this game was, I think it was $50 when it came out, when it first came out. But the Vita and the 3DS and Vita versions, I believe, were either 30 or 40. I'm thinking the 3DS version may have just been 30. But, of course, that is the weakest version of this game, but I need to really look back and see if it's how unplayable it is, or if it is unplayable. But yeah, it's... but the Vita version, despite running at 30 FPS, I think that's still a higher frame rate than what the 3DS version did. Or, you know, 30 FPS on Vita was, yeah. Anyway. But yeah, it was, yeah. Neither game was a $60 game, and they, you know, eventually it went down in price. Now, why doesn't Nintendo do that? Because they're Nintendo. With their 2D games that are not worth the price even at launch. And they stay those prices for a really long time. I was kind of lucky to get New Super Mario... See, that was part of why I didn't get New Super Mario Bros. Wii for a long time. Like, I remember all my friends were playing, even the ones that didn't have Wiis had tried that game, and I didn't. But only because... I didn't try it only because I didn't want to pay $50 for it. And it stayed that way for a long time. 40 or 50. Those games are normally not worth those, you know, at least not 50. So, thankfully, I think it's down in some areas, but like I ordered from an online friend of mine, DG. But like, I remember like I got it then because I was like, well, finally, it's not $50 or more, you know. And some people say, you know, say that's a controversial take of mine, where I don't think a 2D game is worth as much as like a 3D game. It depends on the game, of course. Because I think that, okay, I'll have to clarify what I mean after I explain this. But, let's see if there's anything over it. No. Okay. I'll have to clarify what I mean after this, but... I think that, like... If a 2D game wants to be charged the same price as a 3D game, as you know, a AAA... If a 2D game wants to be the same price as a AAA 3D game, it needs to have enough content to justify it. Enough content and, like, variety to do so. That's annoying right there, what I just experienced. I'm just gonna do that again. It needs enough to justify the price. Now, a 3D game also needs to have enough to justify the price. This is not me saying that a 3D game doesn't have to have a bunch of content because it's 3D, it's worth the price. I'm not saying that. Just to clarify, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that a 2D game... Okay, like... I don't remember if I've said this in another playthrough or not, but... You got... Okay, so you got, like... Okay, let's just say that there's a game that comes out that's, like... A game that comes out... There's two versions of the same game. Neat. There's two versions of the same game that comes out. One version... Let's see. They both have the same amount of levels, the same level of quality put into them, you know, same amount of extra content, same amount of everything, same environments, again, same details and graphics and everything. But, let's see, and both are the same price. The difference is, one of them is a 2D, one's a 2D platformer, the other's a 3D platformer. Let's just say, yeah, let's say they're both platformers. I want to die again because, again, this is going to be a lot less shot. If I keep screwing up this, I'm just going to be like, nah. But, let's see. But yeah, one of them is a 2D platformer, the other is a 3D platformer. Again, everything else is the same, except it's like that. I'm gonna feel like I'm getting more of my money's worth. There's gonna be like a 60 to 65% chance. I'm gonna feel like I'm getting more of my money's worth if with the 3D platformer. Because 3D, there's a little more, even something like Crash Bandicoot, which is essentially a 2D game on its side, you know, a lot, is worth more. There's a little more you can do with a 3D game. A little more, like, your experience. I'm stretching a little bit, but there's a little more that you can do with a 3D platformer than you can a 2D platformer. A 2D platformer, you're a little more restricted. You're more restricted that way. And again, 2D games, mother fudger, have their place. They have their place, but yeah, 2D platformers have their places, and it really depends on my mood if I want to play a 2D platformer over a 3D platformer. It just depends on my mood. But 65, I want to say about 65% of the time, I'm gonna want to play a 3D game. But again, it also depends on the game. But yeah. If you were to compare it to, there's a 65% chance I'm gonna go with a 3D platformer. I just like, for the most part, I like 3D games more than 2D games. But as I keep saying, it all depends on the situation. Cool. That was awesome. It was near the beginning, so I'm gonna try it again. It's in this game, you know what? That's kind of like something I've noticed about myself, where I keep saying I'm not gonna worry about certain things, but at the same time, I want to get through if I can. There's just a lot of moments of just like where it feels like you should be doing one thing, and then it just again pulls you away from what you're trying to do and magnetizes you towards the dangerous areas you are trying to avoid. I'm trying to get some things in it. It completely takes me away from where I'm trying to get to. But folks, I will be right back. And we're back, folks. Had to take care of a few things. And of course, I forgot what we were... Of course, I forgot what we were talking about already. But, oh, good. Oh, good. Oh, man, this is amazing. Holy crap. Yeah, as fun as this game is, it definitely has its frustrations. It's definitely annoying in many areas. Oh my gosh! Oh, again, you get magnetized toward the stuff you're trying to avoid. I swear that happens. I swear there's games where it's like, stay away from this area, by the way, we're gonna pull you into this area. And like, not in a, it's part of the challenge type of way, it's just in a, oh, we'll make the physics like this type of way. I don't even know why I'm still trying. This. Whoa. Excuse my phone there. I got the Frogger sound effect for some messages. Ugh. Okay. Now do I go down? Okay. Oh. Good lord. Okay, let's see here. Why did he, like, do that right there? Like, again, I understand there's a challenge, but I hate when a game just, like, there's certain parts where it just completely works against you. That's annoying, you know? Whee! There we go. Eeh, eeh. Alright. Again, didn't get the medal. I deserve the medal, but I didn't get the medal. But it's okay. As long as I got all the Electoon stuff, that's all that matters to me right now. It's just gonna be really annoying if and when I decide to 100% this. Oh, well, I can do this challenge now. No! See, I'm trying to remember if it's like 70 or 75 or something like that for the next, okay, it's 70. So after the next level, assuming I get, you know, fantastic. Sink or swim? Hopefully I'll try to swim. Well, or not, just not fail in general. I don't remember exactly how, okay. Ew. Oh crap. Well, this is cool. You know, something else I hate about what video games do sometimes is like they'll have it where, oh no, they'll have it where what am I trying to say here? Like, whenever you know you're about to die, but it, like, takes forever to get there, and you're just like, bro. Like, not even the loading screen, but, like, just dying in general. It's like, I know I'm about to die. Can you just, like this right here, I'm just like, can you just get it over with? So I can start over? Yeah. Or it's like whenever you're falling down a bottomless pit, but it takes forever to get to the bottom to, like, you know, the death stuff. It's just like, we know I'm about to die. Can you just get it over with, please? Stop dragging it out, you know. But anyway. But the loading screens are pretty bad, too. Like, whenever you die, and then, like, you gotta wait for it to load forever. Woo! And of course, the ice physics, it decides, yep, this is what... I will say, a video game that is... I will say, a video game that is hard... Oh! A video game that is harder... Or a video game that starts to get more challenging... That is when I can tell if a game is good or not. And when a game gets harder, because it's like, do the controls hold up in these, or were they giving me a bunch of a ton of wiggle room, and to try out their bad control? Holy crap! Ay ay ay. Again, it seems like the momentum of it just kind of like, sometimes it just like, you're trying to jump up high, but it's like, no, actually you're going to go jump not high at all, just far. But anyway. Piping hot. Wow. At least these things don't fall on you. Ugh. Love allergies. They're amazing. Like, you would... Well, okay, my cough doesn't sound like a smoker's cough, but... You would almost think that I was a smoker with as many times I cough from allergies. Whee! Ay, ay, ay. Ay, ay. Oi, oi, oi. Oh, yeah, that's right. Whatever. Oh, the coin needs help? No. Ooh. Oh, oh, oh. Now see, enemies, they like, you get a lum for killing the enemy, and then you get a lum for popping them. So that's why if you can, try to pop them as well if you're trying to get enough lums to get through the, you know. Got some steampunk here. Ooh. Ooh. Okay. Wait, does this one have a... No, it doesn't. Okay. I don't know. Sometimes I can't tell if they have the little bubbles or not. I usually can, but like sometimes it's a little harder tail. Almost thought that bubble had some bubbles on it for a moment. And that's where the Vita version. That's why the Vita version is a bit easier, because of the fact that like you can pop it with the touchscreen. Oh. Wait. There we go. Yeah, here we go. That'll work out. Whew. Let's see here. You ever get that feeling that, like, when you try to talk to people, and, you know, or you need something, but when you have, like, or you try to talk to them when you have free time, and they don't need to talk, or they don't talk back, or you know, they don't reply back, but then when you're busy, it's like, that's when they can, you know, like, I understand everyone has different schedules, but you know what I mean, like, everything comes up at once when you're busy, but then, when you're not busy, when you have free time, that's when everyone's talking to you, that's when you get all these notifications on your phone, and, you know, that's just like, that's usually, that seems to be how it works. It's just like, oh, you're busy? Okay, this is the time that I'll try to have a conversation with you. Oh, you got free time now? Well, I'm not going to talk right now. I mean, sometimes again, it's usually coincidental. Don't get me wrong, but just kind of weird, man. Well, at least I'm gonna get the medal in this one, so I got it over with. Yeet. Haha. Wow, I almost have 400. Oh, what? Hey. Oh, wait. Yeah, that's right. Anyway. Alright, got that done. See if I can quickly text my friend back. Yes, indeed, we do have a new character. Oh yeah, that's right, we still had a tooth for it to give him. Yeah, and yes, if you do come back here, like when you got multiple teeth, it will like all go on at once, so you don't have to worry about it like playing over and over where he's just, you know. Alright, so the King Teensy. I think they make a reference to Rayman 2 with the King Teensy. Mending the Rift. Ah, we're doing this again, are we? You sick, stupid little... This is a fun game. This is a fun game for kids. Anyway. We'll say, though, I had to kind of train myself not to, like, play things over and over. Because I saw, like, everyone else getting annoyed, like, that I would play things over and over. And then everyone started playing things over and over on their own stuff. And I can't help but feel betrayed. I can't help but feel like punching them in the face, you stupid liar. I don't know. Still don't have enough for the medal, but it's okay. Back to the Glade of Dreams. And now we get our mosquito level. I don't know why I wanted to say weasel level. It's a mosquito. Aim for the eel. Well, I'm aiming to get back to playing as Rayman again. Whee! 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 Fire! And I think this one might have been in the here, this one or the other one. I don't remember which one. It might have been this one that was also in the demo for I remember at least in the Xbox demo for this game. Wonder if demos are... Okay, demos are still a thing. Okay, that's right, because there are some games that'll be like, try the demo today, you know. I remember when they were trying to get rid of demos, but it was like... That almost screamed, no, you can only buy our game, we don't have much confidence, you gotta buy it to try it. So if you don't like it, you know, you've already paid for it. Well, I'm not gonna get the thing there. Okay, let's see. Frogger's jumping again. Not sure who's talking at the moment. I have it set for like, my messenger thing. Oop, there we go. Now some of this stuff probably would be easier with more people, with more players, but again, it's not like so bad that it's just impossible to, you know, it's impossible to manage with just one player when you're all by yourself, but it probably would be easier in some ways. They kind of adopted the, I think the Mario, I guess it started with New Super Mario Bros. Wii. I haven't actually played enough of it to, I haven't played with a friend yet to see, but like, kind of these multiplayer games where like if you die, like if you die, then the next then like you can get revived by your friend, by whoever, by the other players. Uh-oh. Oh yeah, the eel. Ah! Oh. I guess you could technically say these are bosses as well as, like, you know. Oh, cool. I didn't even touch the thing and it did that. Well, at least I'm gonna get the medal. Ugh. There we go. Medal and then some. Bro, that was pretty metal. 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 a new character at the thing. But you know what, folks? I think that's gonna do it for us for now. I think that's gonna do it for us for this playthrough of, well, through this session of Rayman. Oh, Rayman Origins. So join me next time as I play through the sea levels, where I think I actually get the ability to swim next. But until then, thank you for watching. Like this video if you liked it. Subscribe for more like this or any other types that I make on this channel or some other channels. And I appreciate you for watching. Have a good day or night.